That stuff matters, carved in stone. Every stitch and every tone. Living, loving, grinding through all the nerdy things we do.
What's up, guys? Welcome to That Stuff Matters, your small town grit, big time conversations podcast. I have two fun guests today, and this is a cool one because it's going to be going over some things that are happening right here in our county that I'm not aware of, and I've lived here my whole life. So today's guests, please welcome Christian Wattenbarger and
Hello.
Joe Cuminale.
Hey.
Christian, she does a ton of things, from St. Tabitha's Closet to, now that does clothes and home goods and feeds people,
Yes.
all of that.
Yes, all of that.
And you're also the current president of the Linn County Ministries, right?
Yes.
And there's another.
I host Caregiver Cafe
Yep.
also. I'm vice president of Band Boosters.
Yes.
Also.
Yes.
And I just joined the Athletic Booster Club too.
Yes. Thank you for joining.
So
We need all the members we can get. And Joe is actually a pastor at two local churches in different towns.
Correct.
I don't know how you do that.
Carefully.
And you're in Meadville
Yes.
and where did you say? Meadville?
Marceline.
Meadville and Marceline. So that's got to be a scheduling.
This one
Tough.
wasn't too bad. We just bumped Meadville to earlier, and then we pushed Marceline back about 10 minutes, and they're close. I've had 47-mile drives before, and this is only 24, so it's...
Oh, wow. So you really do. You just finish a service at one and
Yeah.
run to the
Yes.
car and like zoom right over.
yes, I've
In my
covered his too.
In my entire career, I've never had a single point charge. It's always been two churches.
Okay.
So this is like normal for me, and yeah.
Do you get that a lot in small communities?
We do, like the United Methodist Church, which is where I'm a pastor at, they're finding that smaller churches financially are struggling. And so they've started to hook them to bigger churches, which is kind of a form of ministry for that bigger church, because then they can split the pastor's salary and benefits and everything else. Not only that, but then we can also combine ministries. So like Meadville has this awesome parish hall ministry that we can kind of spread to Marceline now.
Okay.
And Marceline might have something that's working really well that we can take over to Meadville. And so it just makes us
wow.
more connectional.
Yeah. You almost get to like have a little sample at one church and see how things work. And then you can apply it at the other place.
Yes.
Very cool. And you're also, so you're the current president.
Yes.
You're the vice president
Yes.
of Linn County Ministries of Linn County. Is there,
Yes.
which way do I have to say that?
Ministries of Linn County.
Okay. And you are going to be the 2026 president.
Correct.
Wow. So let's just start. We've got a bunch of things to go through, but let's just start with someone give me an overview, a synopsis, basically the scaled down version of what is the Ministries of Linn County.
Want to take that?
You go for it.
Okay. So Ministries in Linn County actually has kind of several facets to it, right?
Mhm.
We do have a food pantry it's organized, and it's at Trinity UMC here in Brookfield. That's a separate monetary account that you can donate to there. And then we have the Ministries in Linn County. So when people are struggling like with utility bills or housing or transitional, like if you just came out of prison or you have to make a court date, maybe we can arrange transportation for you. And there's some other, anything that kind of comes up where maybe you're new to the community and you don't know what's going on, or it's Christmas and you don't have anything to get your kids. Like it's things that we can help with monetarily. Unfortunately, a lot of other places have run out of money. The current political climate is that we're taking money away from other organizations that supply to our local communities like Green Hills. So that leaves churches to organize together to meet those needs as best we can.
Wow. So it's really an organization for anyone who is in need.
Yes.
They can reach out.
Yeah.
And that can be for a number of things.
Right. If you're just passing through and your car breaks down, reach out to us. Maybe we can help you fix your car. We can get you a place to stay. A whole bunch of reasons there. The only thing we really don't do is domestic disputes. We won't put somebody up for a domestic dispute. If you are a woman and there's an issue there, we'll try and get you help.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna foster just going back to the abuser and things like that.
And that's where the emergency service corps come in. You sent me a question about that also. Like, that is to deal with, like, we deal with the battered domestic, like women, children, anything like that. Literally, I hold down the fort in Brookfield, and Mike runs all over the country.
So, and that's a separate organization.
Yes.
So
there are a lot of organizations that really come together.
Right, because it would be nearly impossible for one organization to cover all of this stuff.
Yes.
But it kind of makes sense that a group of people that are interested in helping others would probably find multiple ways to help, and that's what you guys have done.
Yes.
That's incredible, really.
We have bridge connections with lots of different organizations, so if we don't have the resource, we could probably find you a resource.
Such as like Salvation Army.
Yes.
That's a big one for us, is that we're connected.
Yeah, we do Salvation bell ringing and Christmas.
Okay. So outside of Walmart, that's you guys.
Yes.
That's us, yeah.
That is us. That helps.
Where's that money? What's the main fund for there?
So we keep 85% of it. Obviously, Salvation Army gets a portion, but we keep the most, and we collect the most money. Like, we have a contract, I'm assuming, with Salvation Army, and we actually keep more money than most places. But we keep 85% in-house, and what we get back goes into, like, the MLI. Well, it comes into its own little fund, but we use that, like, the Ministries Linn County General Fund. So they can get so much help through the Salvation Army funds, and then they can get so much help through the Ministries Linn County funds. And we have to have those, like, we get those funds maybe sometime in January, end of January maybe, after we do the bell ringing, and we have to use those funds by September or something.
Okay.
So, and mostly they were gone by, we did Christmas in July this year for bell ringing out at Walmart, and we made like $2,000 and some dollars, and all of that money is already gone. So we brought in like $10,000 probably in January. So $12,000 already we have went through helping people in this community.
Wow.
And that's the cool thing about Ministries in Linn County, is that, like, even in our general fund, most of that money stays in the county. Unless we're helping a transient or somebody that's moving through, it's all helping our communities here in this county.
Yeah.
Your
and
neighbors.
people don't realize when they're passing you, the bell ringers, a few bucks, just your change, it adds up.
It does.
It's like if you have some change in your pocket, if you just paid and you got an extra 5 or 10, I mean, that probably means the world to the community, and you don't even realize it.
Absolutely, it does.
Man, you guys are doing a lot, and it's really cool because as I said, like, I think just like a common person out in the community, they see these things that are going on. There are multiple things that you guys are doing, and we just assume, well, there's an organization for this, there's an organization for that. But like every group that I'm a part of or I see, it's usually a handful of people that are doing a bulk of the work. Let's real quick, kind of get into your personal journey, because there's got to be a reason, like something that drives you guys to help so much. So let's just start with you, Christian. Maybe just share a little bit of your personal journey of faith and what really led you to become the deaconess of the director of the Order of St. Tabitha the Widow and all the other things you're doing.
Okay, well, my faith started a long time ago. My great aunt Leela made sure when we were little kids to take us to church so we knew about God. Because I don't think growing up as a little girl, if I didn't have that base, that somewhere to go, I wouldn't have gotten through all the things that I've been through. Like, I grew up poor. We had no heat. We had no air. Never had nice clothes. We had bugs and rats as big as little dogs. Like, so that is what drives me to make sure. And also I lost my first baby to SIDS, so I'm very crazy about kids. And I don't want to see any children suffer, like, go without things that so I spoil kids too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the oldest of 4 kids also, so I parent my own parents, so I just feel like I don't want to be called mother because, I mean, that's where I was asked if I want to be called Mother Christian. No, I don't want to be called Mother Christian. So I'm called Sister Christian. And I just love people. I try to help where I can. I don't want to see anyone suffer unnecessarily.
Yeah, that's powerful.
So,
Joe?
Well, if you can't tell from my accent, I didn't grow up in Missouri.
Uh-huh.
So I grew up in Connecticut, and a working poor family. Like, you just were trying to always, rob Peter to pay Paul type thing. And I think that drove me towards the calling in ministry, and I put that calling off for years. It wasn't after, grew up Catholic, suffered some sexual abuse there, and then as I got older, we stopped going to church. My parents stopped taking us. I decided to go to University of Wisconsin. I wanted to get out of Connecticut. Went to University of Wisconsin, was studying ag education. Ultimately ended up becoming a history major and got a degree in history. Met my first wife while I was there, and we moved back to Connecticut and then eventually back to Wisconsin, and then that just fell apart. She walked out of our marriage and ended up asking for a divorce, and we got divorced, and I hit rock bottom. I mean, to the point where I made a suicide attempt. And eventually I was like, well, I can't stay in Wisconsin, where we were living. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, like an hour to the nearest store type thing. Mm-hmm. And my sister lived in Huntsville, and I was like, well, I'm going to go to Missouri, and I'm going to see what I can do in Missouri. And I got down here, and I walked into United Methodist Church, and I didn't know it. There's this guy in a jacket, and he's handing out, the booklets before church. And yeah, I made a joke. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to be a pastor, but I don't know. Turns out he was the pastor of that church. His name was Jim Crooks, and he grabbed me after church. And he's like, we need to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. And we did. We had several. And the next thing I know, his boss, our district superintendent, is offering me a church and says, why don't you go here and preach, see how that works out. And meanwhile, I started taking classes and going to school and going to seminary. And then I decided to be full-time, and they moved me up here, and I had Meadville and Laclede for a while, and that was for about 8 years. And then they switched me to Meadville and Marceline. The idea being that bigger churches can help smaller ones, and those two small ones were struggling, and putting Brookfield and Laclede together made sense since they share a school district.
Right.
But then it was like, okay, what do we do with Meadville? And well, Marceline didn't have anything, so they combined them.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty much my personal journey all the way to here in a nutshell. But it's been a long journey, but it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing I heard there from both of you was, I think your own personal journeys and the struggles that you've witnessed personally, and you've watched other people, that really drives you to kind of help alleviate that in your communities. And that's really powerful. And that's what communities are made of. It's a few people that are really willing to put themselves out there to help the whole. So I applaud you guys both for that. Tell me a little bit about your program with St. Tabitha.
Okay, so the Order of St. Tabitha the Widow strives to ease human suffering by the work of our hands, creatively and materially in service to Christ and His Church through the Emergency Service Corps. So St. Tabitha, I just, like what I've already said, people come in and they shop and get supper, and it is just amazing. We have fellowship. People need prayers. I will pray with them. Mm-hmm. They have issues going on in their lives they want to talk about. They can talk to me about it. Like, if there's other things that they need resources for, I will connect them with resources. Or if I can personally help them, I will try to help them as best as I can myself.
So really an open door for anyone.
Yes, it actually is. So I said today is my day off. I really don't get a day off. I don't work a 9 to 5 either. The phone can ring in the middle of the night. And It's just constantly.
Now, where do you do the bulk of that work? Is it at the Five Corners Church now? Or
Yes. It is at the Five Corners Church on Tuesday nights from 4:30 to 7. People can come in and shop and get a hot meal as long as it's available because it goes so fast. So we make up so much food and what goes. So
and when you say shop, like what all is there for them to?
clothes. So at the church, we just have clothes at the church.
Okay.
So I have a women's room, I have a men's and kids room, and then I will fill up the dining room downstairs also halfway with racks upon racks and tables of clothes.
And where does the bulk of those clothes come from?
Donations
So are you
from
always
this amazing community.
looking for donations?
Not really, because they fill up my bin outside the church. There
happen
is a
quick, I
bin.
bet.
Yeah, every week it is full. So I
Yeah.
mean, this amazing community has really supported the clothes closet so much.
Yeah, it's
And everything is free will donation. I don't harp on people for money. Like, that is not what I'm there for. Obviously, money makes the world go round, but I would rather help people than.
so it's a totally judgment free.
Yes.
You know, if you are in need, just come in there.
Yes.
If you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that pay it forward mentality. Like if someone's helping you, if you
Yes,
can help
and it
someone.
don't matter if you're the poor class, middle class. Like, I'm middle class, and we still struggle. So.
Yeah, that's really powerful. But you also, so you have the clothes at Five Corners Church
Yes.
on Tuesdays from 6 to 7:30.
4:30 to 7.
Oh, I totally butchered that.
That's
4:30 to
okay.
7.
Yes.
But then you also have
I have a whole other building on 824 Mead Street on Fridays from 10 to 1, and it has so many clothes, but also other household items, and I do collect big furniture items also, and I house those at my Main Street building.
okay. So you've got Five Corners. They can come for clothes. You've got the place on Mead Street, which also has some clothes, which is open on Fridays.
Yes.
That has some household items.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've also got larger items that are on they're in the building on Main Street,
Yes.
which is on the block, like by the license.
Yes,
office,
it is
correct?
right next to the license office on the corner.
Okay. See, I'm starting to put all the pieces together.
And hopefully that will eventually be going by the first of the year, I'm hoping.
Okay.
God willing. It's
Yeah.
His will's not mine, so.
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, right?
Exactly. That's how I feel about it. I don't get worried about things like that.
Okay. Very, very important information there for the community. It's good. I see so often people are on social media asking like, hey, I'm in need of help. Where do I go?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people know that, you guys exist.
Yeah.
And, I know the more people you try to help, the more help you're going to need.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's just part of it
Yes.
and how we make this go round. With all of that being said, I mean, was there like a specific moment for you guys where you felt like God was speaking to you to like take this journey of service?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, 6 years ago, I walked into Five Corners Church, broken woman. And that moment that I walked in those doors, like there was this presence filled me up with so much peace, and God was like, you can put it all down now. Like, I'm taking control. And I did, and he's just blown up my whole world. Like,
yeah.
I never left my house beforehand, and now I'm just out in the community and everybody knows me. And
So you just really felt this calling to like put yourself
Yes.
out there and
Mhm.
give back
and
do
be
more.
vulnerable and let people see that,
Yeah.
because it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, we're all a mess.
Yes,
honestly.
exactly.
I mean, none of us have it all together.
Exactly.
And when you just shared the sign for the church, and the wording on there really hit me because you said it was a perfect place for those who aren't.
Yes.
And that's
Because
powerful.
church is not a courtroom for sinners. Church is a hospital for
Right.
sick sinners where you can be healed by the great physician.
Yeah, that's so powerful. I think people can be intimidated by church.
Oh, they can. There's
And
church
there's
hurt,
lots of church hurt.
but you don't go to church for, essentially you go to church, to join, have fellowship, but you're there to be with the Lord.
Right. And you can't.
You're there to unburden yourself. You're there for yourself, not for anybody around you. So church, you're going to have church hurt in every church.
And I'm not good about this, but you do have to, you can't hold one bad experience against the entire
Oh, absolutely
Christian
not.
community or whatever the case may be. But I definitely, I see, there are a lot of new churches in town and things. I think it's great for there to be multiple avenues for people to find the
Oh,
Lord.
yes. We want you to go to church. Me and Joe. We don't care if you're going to any, all kinds of churches, just as long as you're going to church.
Yeah, and I mean, you would love to have more people in
Oh,
your
well, yeah.
congregation,
course.
Absolutely.
but as long as they find the Lord, I mean, that's the
Go
important,
find
right?
your group of people
Yes.
and worship together and worship with them, because worship is, to sound trite, is a corporate thing, right? It's more than one person gathered together. It doesn't have to be with me. If you're Catholic, go to the Catholic church. I mean, and it
No,
took me like
absolutely.
a long time to step foot into a Catholic church again. Was 2 years ago when Sister Mary asked me to do the imposition of ashes. It was the first time since I had left the Catholic church that I had ever been in one. And you know what? Hanging on to that hate is tiring.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that church hurt, find a church where you feel comfortable. Go with a friend, because you just give up on it. Don't let it consume you, because you can have a better life and not have to deal with trying to be hateful towards it.
Yeah. And I suppose that's part of the journey. Like, the point of having faith is to have the faith to, find it and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, it's hard.
And it and we're not perfect, right? Like,
No.
we'll tell you, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
Only one perfect person.
We all are
was
going
and
to
is,
make
is Jesus.
and we're all going to make those mistakes. And so why not be with a group of people that are just as imperfect as you?
Yeah.
And you can come together and be in community together.
Yeah. It's amazing when you come together as a group, whether it be worship or just friends in a room on a, Thursday evening, having dinner. If you can just come together as a group and speak the things that you're dealing with and that you're struggling with, when it like comes out of you and through your voice, it is like this weight comes off of you too. And it isn't like, if we're sitting here talking, I feel like you can solve my problems.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if I just put it out there and I know you've heard it, it kind of can give you the strength to, okay, I feel better about it now. It's like that sigh of relief. Let me look at how I can approach it and keep going forward. And you may not have even done anything but listen.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I preach. I feel like I'm healing and growing every time I write a sermon myself.
People think I preach for them. I preach for me.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Most 98% of what I say is because it's something I need to hear.
Yes, exactly.
So, because you both do that, is that like something that you like? You're working on a message for a future service, and you're pouring into that like things that you're dealing with and things that you need to hear. So you build your message around that.
Yes.
Sometimes I usually start with scripture and go from there.
Well, yeah.
I preach every week, so it's kind of a routine. But there are times where, like, for instance, I'm working on some stuff for Christmas right now that I'm just kicking around in my own mind. I'm like, oh, I really like this. I heard something really cool, and I want to incorporate that. And, how does this fit with my story, with the church's story, and, with the gospel?
Yeah. That's interesting to hear too. Like, I'm sure you've got a system for how you approach these things, but you probably hear things, you see a video, you hear someone else speak, and it's like, oh man, 6 months down the road, I know I got this coming up, and I might incorporate that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's very cool. Talking about St. Tabitha, your motto is watering the dry earth of the needy.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that plays into your day-to-day ministry?
Oh, yeah. So how I feel about it, this world gets crazier and harder for people to live every day. We're here to help clothe, food, feed them, resources, someone to listen to them, tell them about my Jesus, and pray with them, because we all have a version of Jesus in our heads. So That's why I say tell them about my Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And part of that is,
and just genuine love.
yeah.
That's a lot. Like, just some listening to somebody and them actually feeling like you're listening to them. That's a lot for them,
Oh, for sure.
especially if they're hurting. So,
Yeah. Well, it's just part of that, being able to talk that we were talking about.
yes.
And I know a big part of what you guys are doing, and it's something that, man, I believe, is you do things for the good without expecting anything in return.
Yes.
And I think you could probably scroll through my Facebook, and in my birthday, like every year on my birthday, I try to make a post that I say, hey, will you please go out and do something good, one kind act today, and don't tell anyone about it.
Mhm.
Don't expect anything. That's, I think, so important, because
It
a lot of
is.
people will have motives, like they only want to do good if they're getting something
Mhm.
out of it.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit more about your philosophy with that, and is that big in your work?
Yes, I don't expect any I don't have any expectations really. Um I just want people to come alongside me, see how genuine I am, and love and help and want to do the same things I do, which I have a very strong friend, volunteer people that come and walk alongside me to help me do that. Um, I sleep good at night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't have any expectations I give, and it's from the heart. I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything back. So, this is an amazing opportunity. So, thank you, Nathan. But, yes, I mean, why? I have everything I need. There's nothing I need to expect from anybody else.
Yeah. That's a great
God takes care of
great
me.
philosophy. I mean, is that, I'm sure you're one of your principles too. I mean, you give back a lot.
Right. And I don't know, like the thing I've discovered is that if you have faith, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, you're going to be okay. Just have faith. You're going to go through some hard times, and then you're going to go through some really good times where you're at that peak of the mountain, and enjoy it while you're there. And I know when I learned that was after my divorce, and I was still in Wisconsin, and I had 2 kids, and we were hungry. I had just lost my job, and I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to feed these kids? And my neighbor showed up, and she brought me all this frozen chicken, just out of the blue. Out of the blue.
Wow.
Didn't know anything about what was going on, and said, "Here, I think you need this more than I do."
That's true.
And
Like God,
and that God provides.
exactly.
God
Like
provides.
God has blessed me so much.
Man, it is. It's interesting. He always seems to work. Like, you may be in the lowest of your lows or the highest of your highs, but you have to understand those don't last. Neither one.
Exactly.
Your best day or your worst day doesn't last.
Even when you're thinking it's the end of the world, it's not. Like the sunshine will come, the rainbow will show through.
And you're often closer to a great day than you may realize.
Exactly.
But it is so difficult to get through some of those hard times.
It is.
Well, and it goes back to what you were saying not too long ago, how you urge people to do something. You never know what somebody else is going through.
Exactly.
And so what your action does may make that person's day. And it could be something as simple as buying them a cup of coffee at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And that could speak volumes to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It makes someone smile. And we've talked about it before on this show. And I've explained that I used to drop my kids off, and I would make these little videos where I was annoying. I'm that annoying dad. And I'd be like, make someone smile today. Because I felt like if I can teach my kids that,
Yes.
one smile to someone in need may change their complete outlook for the week. And that week might change it for the month or the year. And it's all because of one act of kindness.
Absolutely.
And an important quote I always look back on is, I don't remember where I heard it, but it was, in the end, it's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Exactly.
But that is very tough because when you're in your lowest of lows, you don't see that hope. You
No,
don't feel that.
you don't.
That's why it's important to find your people, like you're talking about.
Yes.
So
He
true.
has helped me so many times through I'm calling him crying, so Mr. Joe here.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you two known each other?
I'm
Probably about 5 or 6 years.
yeah, 5 or 6 years.
Since
Yeah.
I really like went full bore for the Lord, pretty much.
Do you feel like your paths cross like it was meant to be?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, because he has been one of my big supporters and one of my good friends since we've pretty much met.
Yeah, very cool.
So
It,
even though we go different directions and stuff like that, but we're not really, so
yeah. So it's just so cool how people get put into your life for a reason. And my best friend Jared, we kind of started this gym together, but 5 or 6 years ago we didn't know each other. And actually when we'd see each other in the gym, there was always that like we would look at each other and we didn't like each other. It's hard for guys to approach each other.
yeah.
It is. Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I don't know if I want to put myself out there. But one day I asked him to spot me in the gym, and I feel like it changed my life. And we've, done a lot of things for people here in the community that if I wouldn't have just said, "Hey, my name's Nathan, can you come help me?" I don't know where we'd be. So that's pretty cool, and I think it's similar.
No, absolutely.
The clothes closet, real quick. Are there needs for that? Like that people can? I know you don't want to get flooded with clothes, but how do people help?
So I literally just wrote like, you can call me. Do you want me to give my phone number?
That's
can
up
do
to
that.
you.
Oh, it's all over Facebook, so it don't matter.
Uh-huh.
My number is 660-734-0177. You can call me and we will find you some way to help donate.
Yeah.
And just join my sisterhood, my team.
Perfect. I love that. That you're so willing to be open and put yourself out there and try to collect that help. You spoke of it, and it's a separate entity. And I might be jumping around here, but the food pantry
Yes.
is a division of the Ministries of Linn
Yes.
County, right? Am I
Yes.
saying that
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it operates on its own.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's what everyone knows. Deb Scott,
Yes.
she's the one that's working there.
Yep. She runs it very well.
And how does that program operate? Like, where does the food come from? Like,
So
the funds? I don't know.
funds come from lots of places, right? And if you earmark something for the food bank, it has to go there. We can't take it and use it in our general fund, which is an important distinction because right now they have quite a bit of money and our general fund doesn't. Where does food come from? Food comes from the food bank in Columbia, and they send a truck twice a month. Unfortunately, when those trucks come, there's not much on them anymore. They used to be loaded 4 years ago, and now it's cut back so much. So now we're looking at private donation. Meadville Lions Club just had a food drive in Meadville. Incident, I'm going to brag on Meadville. Incidentally, out of all the towns in Linn County, Meadville is their biggest supplier of food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
Which I think is funny because it's
It's
Yeah.
small.
it's Meadville.
Meadville's such a cool little town.
It is. It's a unique place. That being said, they all go and buy food from Pranger's
Mhm.
or from Sam's or just to augment what's coming. I know somebody that works there quite a bit, and she did mention that the last time they handed out food boxes, they were only giving 1 can of canned goods to people because they didn't have the actual physical food. And that's sad.
So they
Yes,
need
because-
donations.
Yes, and our
Yes,
numbers are going
they
up.
need
I think
donations.
August number was 633.
So in August, 600-ish people came through for food
Yes.
in the month of August.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and that would be families, right? I think that number includes like if
So it's not individuals. It could be
it's
families
individuals.
of 4 or 5.
well, no, I think it's
think it's
that's
individuals.
individuals. But what I'm saying is that includes households of it could be
Oh,
4 or
okay.
5 people in one household. So we don't
Yeah.
know how many households. And there are income guidelines to this. I do not know those off the top of my head. And I do know Deb, and she'll fudge that sometimes. Just, I mean, she doesn't want to see people go hungry.
Right.
So nobody does.
Now, so how does that work too? Because like you guys need donations, you need food, and anyone can bring in food, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And if you're short food, like if the food pantry just doesn't have much, do you have to take money from the funds and you go buy food?
Yes.
They take money from the food pantry funds and they'll go buy food.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So that's why it's so important people understand that like if you're giving to the food pantry, it stays in the food pantry.
Yes.
yes,
If you're giving to the
100%.
general fund, then it's going to be used for
Utility
whatever.
bills or
Yeah, and then we can allocate funds anywhere from the general fund. But if you make it to the food pantry, we cannot allocate those funds anywhere but the food pantry.
Okay. I'm just make sure I heard this. So if they give to the general fund, it could go to the food pantry if it
Yes.
needed it.
Yes.
yeah. If it did, we have not gotten to that point.
Because the food pantry
Because the food pantry actually has more money than our general fund, so we're okay there. But I'm not going to discourage people from giving to the food pantry
Yes,
or
we don't
giving
wanna
food.
do that.
That's a good
Right.
thing. The
We
other
don't wanna do
thing
that either.
that maybe we need to talk about a little bit is almost every town in Linn County has a food pantry. I don't know about the northern towns because
Okay.
I go up there a lot. Meadville has a food pantry. It's at First Baptist Church. It used to be in the plaza. I don't know what the rules are to access it anymore.
Are all of them underneath the Ministries of Linn County?
No, these are all individual food pantries.
So they just somewhere along the line, someone had set up a food pantry.
Correct.
But the food pantry in Brookfield,
It's for
for-
everybody
in
in
Linn
Linn
County.
County.
okay.
So my point being
See how
that
this gets confusing.
Right.
because Marceline has
Marceline has a food pantry. It's
too.
actually housed at the Methodist Church,
and
but
they
it's
have their own ministry alliance kind of thing over there too.
but they don't. The Coordinated Welfare Council
is
is
that what
what's
it's
over
called?
the food pantry there. And so what we would ask is if you live in Marceline and you need food, come see us at the Marceline food pantry first.
Hmm.
Then go to Linn County.
Ah,
The same thing applies if you need help with a utility bill. Come see the Coordinated Welfare Council or the Ministerial Alliance in the town you're in first.
right.
Then come to us. Not to discourage people from coming to us, but that way we can kind of keep track of where people are coming from. Like, for instance, Laclede. Did you know Laclede has a Ministerial Alliance?
I did
And
not
they,
know.
And they have a fund.
Where does that occur at?
So you just need to talk to either Joe Wright or you could probably talk to Lee Porch, who's the pastor at the Methodist Church,
Oh.
and two of the church ladies kind of keep track of all the money that's there. And I mean, I'm sure it's not a lot, but there's enough there that if a couple families needed help or something came up in Laclede.
Man. So anyone looking for help should start locally, and then they can go, search out the Linn County.
Yeah, or if you come to us, we'll
can-
we'll ask where you live.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
And
you
we
guys
can
gotta
hook
direct
you up.
people.
Yeah,
yes,
we can direct you.
direct you also.
Okay. Is there a certain time of year where you need more help than others? Is it in the winter?
Yeah, we're there right now because our money starts to run out.
Once we
Right.
lose Salvation
Once we
Army
lose that
funds.
Salvation Army money, then we dip into ours. And we actually just did a fundraiser a couple of weeks ago, and we made like $850,
Our spaghetti dinner
Yep.
that we just did.
which was $850 we didn't have the day before, and that's
And you guys fed 100 people?
roughly
about there. Yeah.
It was like 94. It wasn't or 94 meals. It wasn't a lot, but we had it in Marceline, and it was a drive-through. So, and Christian and I, like, that was the first time I think both of us had ever done it. So we were kind of like learning as we
Yes.
went with it.
Okay.
We do have another fundraiser coming up
yes. the
on
5K.
November 1st. We have the 5K, the Fast and the Furriest,
Okay.
and we're hopefully the Humane Society will be in with us, and they'll have some dogs on site that you can rent
Uh-huh.
to take for walks or run, or you can just run.
Or bring your own doggy.
Bring
and
your
run.
own dog. I was told you can bring your other animals too. So if you have a bird,
Okay.
you could bring
Yeah.
a
So
bird.
you and your husky.
Phew. I don't know if I can keep up with them, but maybe. But what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have these fundraisers, and the Salvation Army one is a big one, but a lot of your funds are built at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
They get depleted right before when you really need the money the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're probably searching for fundraisers and donations and
Mm-hmm.
at the worst time of the year.
And
That's
it's
tough.
And it's real bad because like there's another organization called Green Hills that used to help with electric bills and things.
Uh-huh.
But they ran out a long time ago, and because there's some federal funding issues there, just don't have it. And I think that's to speak to the current climate that we have now. Whatever side of this you're on, is that groceries are getting more expensive, utilities are getting more expensive, and our paychecks are not. Like they're staying
Right.
where they are. And so we're running low on food. Even if you don't need help now, it doesn't mean you won't later on. And churches are going to have to step that up and fill that gap as best we can. And communities are going to have to come together and fill those gaps because we don't want people falling through.
Yeah. And I don't think the prices aren't coming down
No.
right now. We're going to have to figure something out. This is maybe a totally separate topic, but fast food used to be fast and cheap. And I'm just talking about as a whole. I'm not talking about any specific place. Everywhere I go now, it's not as fast and it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so even that isn't a good outlet. You definitely can't afford to go grab a $1 burger anymore because they're not there almost.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man. Is that all? So the spaghetti dinner that you guys did,
Mm-hmm.
is that part of the Caregiver Cafe program? Okay, so what's that?
Okay, I have a quote from Chrissy Seaman, because I don't do this with just myself. Like I do it with Chrissy Seaman, Amber Olinger, Kelsey Zachary was a part of it also.
Huh?
So we do it with a bunch of people. So she said, "It is a place for caregivers to come together and establish friendships and relationships, to remind each other that we are all in this together."
Wow.
So it's literally just supper, and then we just kind of talk. Like one of them that we had a couple kids. We just let them talk.
Okay.
Talked about your thorn and your bud. So like a good moment, bad moment, like what you could do to make it better.
And this
things
is
like
this
that.
is a totally separate thing you do.
Yes.
And this is really just a group of people coming together to be like, hey, just let's come together and
Yes.
you can talk and we'll eat and
And like just like, okay, so you're having this issue with your child and someone else is kind of having the same issue. Like you can get together and build that relationship with each other and, like talk about, what's working for your child,
yeah,
to try to help
bounce
each
ideas
other.
off of each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
That's
Just support
important.
each other also. Then you're not alone. Your kid's doing this, but their kid's doing that too. So, I mean, you're not alone either.
Yeah.
And
As
that's
a
a big thing, to not feel alone.
big thing.
Yes.
And as a parent, it doesn't hurt to have as many
Exactly.
ideas
It
as you
takes
could
a
get.
village. It takes a village.
Every child, every person is different.
Yes.
And you need to find your group of people to hear maybe if there's someone who's dealt with the same thing.
Absolutely.
That's another thing
Yes.
that you're doing.
Yes. I'm busy lady.
The list keeps going. So all right, what's the Emergency Services Corps? That is the group that does what?
Yes. Okay. So I have a quote from Mike Quigley. He said, "Work ranges from aiding battering women and children to serving in the wake of natural disasters. We never know what we are going to get till we answer the phone."
Okay.
And so, like what I said, I hold down the fort in Brookfield, and he is out running the country.
And this is Mike that I've met at the Five
Yes.
Corners.
Yes.
Yep. Super nice guy.
Yes, he is.
And this is the Emergency Services Corps.
Mm-hmm.
What is that affiliated with? Anything? Is it its own entity? Where does the money come from?
I'm not for sure about all of that. Like that would be Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's
And
somewhere that people can
Yes.
needs of like outside of food.
Yes.
like-
So like we just had a domestic here a couple months ago, which Bagley called me about it, and then I hooked him up with Mike because Mike was actually working with the lady in the domestic and all of that. So We got her, I think, into Love Connection, maybe in Columbia.
So it's an organization that if the local law
Yes.
is dealing with something, they may refer someone to you.
Yes, absolutely.
So people can either reach out to you or they may be referred to you. Okay. This is a lot to
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right.
that's a lot of stuff.
um
A lot of different things.
there's so many things. Do you
There
feel
is.
like your work in the church as pastors, does that help you connect all of these things together?
Yes. Last night, so I was talking to Christy last night, and she's like, I don't want to say you're the center of everything, and I was like, maybe you just call me a bridge. Like, I bridge all of these different resources, all these organizations together, because I work with Ninth Circuit Children's Division, I work with the juvenile office, like Emily's Hope Chest, Mom's
Mhm.
Breaking the Silence, anybody and everybody, like the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts have come and done meals. Marceline Youth have come and done meals.
Okay. Yeah, it's
And I have a meeting with the Rotary coming up also.
I could see where you're considered a bridge. I
So
mean, that's a good terminology to use, I would say. You guys are doing so much. What are the biggest challenges you faced? Like top 3, top 2, top 1, whatever it may be.
Ooh. As ministries in Linn County, I would say at least one of them is financial, right?
Mhm.
Like, I have a direction I'd like to take ministries in Linn County next year, but I mean, we're talking lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then people, like finding volunteers to do things. Sometimes now the spaghetti dinner, I had people at my church get mad because they're like, you didn't ask us if we could don't. And I'm like, well, Christian threw it out there and within a day we had everything we needed. So, yeah, I don't want to say we always need people, but like sometimes we actually need boots on ground, and that's a lot harder to get than just a check.
mhm.
For sure. I mean, I think some people are afraid to ask for money, but if you're just willing to put yourself out there and ask, a lot of times
Mhm.
it will show up.
Right.
It is hard to find people to show up and actually work an event.
Because time is a valuable resource.
And we're all so
Yes.
busy.
Exactly. We have our
We
own
are.
families, we have things we're doing, and it's like, oh, do I really have to go do that today?
Yeah.
And you know,
And I don't know the answer to that. But again, I think the more you can put your message out there and let people know it exists and that
Mhm.
it needs attention, hopefully you get 1, 2, 3 people. One good person can change.
Really can.
It can change a lot.
right? I mean, it can push the organization a whole new direction. It can just their skill, that person's
Yeah.
skill set, depending on what it is, it could be exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, and they may have ideas that you've never thought of.
Mhm. And everyone has a purpose.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's just about getting your message out there. So I applaud you guys for continually showing up to all these things you guys are doing, because not everybody does that. Is there, through your time doing all of this, are there like a really powerful story of transformation that you guys have seen? It's for people that have come through the programs. Anything that's really motivating that you feel would be important for people to hear about?
I put my parents.
Mm-hmm.
My parents have grown since I've been growing. And I mean, just my transformation is enough to keep me going. And any win is a miracle to me. Like, everything is between the people and God, but we just help make the introductions. I mean, so they still have to do the work themselves, because obviously you can't force anybody to do anything. So
Right.
every small win to me.
Yeah, they're
Changed behavior, growth, all of that. And there are a lot of people that I've seen like that. Like, I have a best friend. She went from, like what I said, I never left my house. She never left home also, until she started joining me. And now she has a voice and isn't afraid.
This is just my personal feeling or opinion, but do you guys ever feel like some people think miracles and wishes are the same thing, and there's
Yeah.
miracles all around?
Yeah, there's so many miracles.
I like to say God is not your cosmic vending machine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or if you are old enough to remember MASH and Frank Burns, and he's going on and Hawkeye's teasing him and saying, "Oh, you God, well, I don't know if there's God. I'm sorry, Frank, that you didn't get chocolate pudding for lunch." Those are wishes,
Mhm.
right? Those are not necessarily miracles. And sometimes miracles are not accompanied by huge fanfare and trumpets. There's sometimes just really small things that change lives. You don't think it's going to, because it's just like a ripple effect, and you throw that pebble in the water and that first little ripple is there, but then it spreads and spreads and spreads. And you don't know what action you take today is going to affect 10, 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
when that's one thing I've had to come to terms with as a pastor, is when you're preaching, you don't know who you're affecting. And I remember I had a congregation member tell me a story once, that because I was lamenting to him, I'm like, this is really, like, it's hard. I'm struggling with this. And he's like, there was a camp of loggers, and they were out there and they're logging, and everybody had gone out to log. And this pastor shows up and he's supposed to preach, but there's nobody there. And this logger comes back because they forgot his chainsaw. And the pastor decides, well, before this guy shows up, he's like, I'm just going to preach this empty room. And this guy's outside and he's getting his tools and he hears the entire sermon and it changes his life. But that pastor had no idea that he even affected that. And that's what a lot of it is like for me personally. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all about the mustard seed.
Yep. That's all we can do is plant the seed.
Yeah. So powerful. Because you guys are giving back so much, do you feel like it is renews your spirit, like spiritually, by giving back? Are there days it drains you? Like, is there a balance there? Because you're constantly pouring into others.
Well, just like Jesus had to get away from the people for peace, like I have to get away. I have to have my boundaries, because I will get burned out. I'm tired. I'm like bone tired because I give so much and I need to refill. So, so that is my boundaries are very important to me.
Yeah.
For my own peace. So.
And that's what we call Sabbath, right? Like, Sabbath is important to everybody. We all need a time to rest and recreate and play and have fun when we're not working. And, and sometimes I feel like our boundaries get pushed. Maybe Christian and I get pushed a little bit more than everybody else's. We'll try and take time off some other time. Like, my day off flexes a lot, or depending on what my workload is. It's just one of those things you get used to, I guess.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But you find hobbies or things that are creative, or that you can get into, outlets, yeah, so that you don't feel drained all the time.
That could be tough, because I'm sure in what you guys are doing, you might be in the middle of a hobby, in the middle of a Sabbath, and it's like, okay, they need me, I got to go back.
Yep.
That's tough. What are the goals or initiatives for the Ministries of Linn County for next year, 5 years down the road? I mean, what's the plans?
That was your question.
Okay. I don't know what Christian has here, and I have not shared this with anybody yet.
I just put mine. I just want to leave it better than I found it as president. So that is my goal for the rest of my year, and I think I've done fairly good as president this year. I've worked my booty off for Ministries of Linn County.
So as long as I've been a member of Ministries in Linn County, which is roughly a decade now, we have talked about transitional housing. We have talked about more housing. There is a housing shortage in Brookfield, or in Linn County in general, and it's not really being solved.
No.
We keep kicking ideas around. There was the hospital over in Marceline, which would have been great. It was affordable, but then you had to take all the asbestos out of it,
right?
Which made that not affordable. we really need to get housing, affordable housing for people that are either transitioning like from an apartment or transitioning from like the street to an actual house. And I'm not sure how we do this yet. I'm seeing things pop up around town that are like, studio apartments, and that's great. But if you look on Linn County Facebook pages, you'll always see people want rents. They're always looking to rent a place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of those are way below what market value is, and we just have to realize that nobody's going to rent you a house for $200.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen. But if we had more houses, that would help. More affordable family housing. And Christian and I had this dream. There was some property kitty corner to
The church.
the church at
next to
Five
your mom.
Corners.
uh-huh.
And we're like, oh, that would be so sweet if we could get that and then put in like
Tiny homes, like
tiny homes
buildings.
or smaller homes and make
Yeah.
it like a community area, like in the center of that, and just make like a community there. I think it's sold now. So if you're listening and you bought this, I hope you do something really, really useful with that land and build some good houses there.
Yeah.
But we do need that kind of transitional housing, and it needs to be Brookfield, Marceline. Nothing against all the other towns in Linn County, but if you're living in Browning, why? It doesn't make sense. You're too far away from other things and services that could be provided.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in Brookfield, Marceline, you're near those services, you're near work. And that's kind of the direction I think that Ministries in Linn County needs to go next year. And that's going to be something I work towards.
Yeah. So you have to start really brainstorming, like, where would that funding come from? And are there organizations like grants or programs that can help build something like that? I have seen a lot of tiny homes, like what you guys are talking about, really flourish. But it's like they're always like through some major donation or some big. So how do we achieve that here?
Right. I wish I could have won the Powerball.
I know.
Right. I had a friend that was a pastor here a long time ago, and he said if he ever won Powerball, he'd like totally just redo downtown, make it like nice, put in some like nicer like apartment type buildings.
Yeah.
Like 3-floor type things that
build the Lord's house with the devil's money.
and and just revitalize downtown. I mean, and that's great. But I think at the same time, we actually do have a housing crisis. And
we do.
And I think we have a food crisis.
We do.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting to the point where we're not Kansas City. We don't have homeless that we're moving across the river yet.
No.
There are homeless here. There are underhoused people here that are couch surfing.
I think I've probably dealt with 20 homeless since the first of the year.
Which is a lot for here.
Right.
And that, that kind of needs to change. We can't just have people outside in the elements, cold and hungry. Like, if we can house them, let's house them. Yeah. So that's my personal mission and goal.
Yeah. And that, that's a goal. That's something that I've heard multiple people talk about, multiple organizations. So, and it's like, you don't really care where it comes from. It's just as long as somebody can start to figure that out. But
yeah,
it's such an expensive thing to tackle. That's going to be a tough one, but it will happen when it's supposed to happen, right? I mean, as long as you keep speaking it into existence and putting it out there, you never know who's going to hear about it and be like, hey, you know what? I think I can help.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool.
I have a big old thing about that one.
Yeah, if someone's listening.
No, the next one. Can I talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, the biggest needs in our community right now.
Okay, well, Joe was talking about the housing. Yes, we need transport individuals to and from doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
Mentoring at-risk youth, and you can contact Sean Estallo for that. Donating and volunteering in your local food pantry and clothes closets. Support your local addiction and recovering programs. Just seek the Lord and go to church and love each other.
Yeah.
And can I add something?
Yes, you can.
Just pray for us. That makes a huge difference. Just knowing that you have people praying.
Absolutely.
For you and your ministry and the different
Absolutely.
things that are going on.
yeah, it's just support can be given in so many ways.
Absolutely.
And like you said, sometimes your biggest supporters you may not even know. You may not even know about them, but there might be people praying for you, and that's pretty huge.
It's powerful.
If someone is listening to this and wants to support or get involved, and they've heard about a ton of different avenues, the things that you guys do, just contact you guys directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all over Facebook. And I left my phone number, so you're more than welcome to contact me, and I will put you in contact with whatever you like, what you like to do. I don't want people to just like, I want to give them, like, I give them options. I'm like, this, and this needs done. Go do what you think you'll want, like what you find more.
Yeah, just that's like the whole point of this like show so far has been, don't just sit around and be negative. Don't just say,
yes,
I
don't like negative.
I wish we had this, or why don't they do this, or they should do that.
You can be the change.
Because you are the they.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You can be the change.
And it's different for everybody. What is important to you, like something that you're passionate about, go help that. Because you're passionate about something different than me, and you're passionate about something totally different. And if we're all passionate about something and we all give back, well, then the whole community's lifted.
Absolutely. Right. That's what I just love about like everything I do in this community, even with the school and all of that. I support all of that, and I just love it.
I mean, that's what everyone should do, and not just complain. What kind of legacy would you like to leave through the St. Tabitha and on everything you guys are doing there?
So I wrote up all the lives I've touched and changed. My son growing up knowing the Lord. Everything is really God's will, and I'm just the feet and the hands. I'm just the nobody telling everyone about Jesus and what he can do for you.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of legacy, I don't know what God's got in store for the rest of this, the rest of my days, so it's God's will. Whatever he deems for me I'm okay with that.
Very powerful. What would you hope your legacy is through all the ministry and everything?
So eventually I'm going to move, right? Like that's how Methodist pastors work. They move us. And I'm probably getting closer to that time. Christian's going to cry. But I'd like to come back sometime. And I would like to see this community more successful than it is now. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see a working soup kitchen and people, I know, and people taking care of each other and having all the things that weren't here than when I was. It's like being a parent, right? You want what you didn't have for your kids. Yeah. That's exactly what I want for the community. Exactly. I want this community to have what we didn't have when I was here.
Exactly.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't die out. Don't give up.
Even if it's hard.
Keep fighting that good fight. Yeah.
And I think you do that through finding your people and talking, and ideas flourish. And
I want to say something. Like, I'm disabled, and your disability, I have mental health issues. That does not define you. Get out and do something in your community.
Yeah, I mean, you have to force yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yes, you do.
That's hard.
Yeah, but God tells you 365 times in the Bible, do not be afraid. That's one for every day of the year. Yeah. Like, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
You sound like my wife
now. If you could give a message of encouragement to someone struggling with faith or service or their life challenges or our community, what would you guys say?
If God can use someone like me, he can use every single one of you.
Don't give up. You might be as low as you are now. It's going to be okay. You're going to get better. And don't be afraid to reach out and talk to somebody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like if I had done that, things would have progressed a lot quicker and better for me. And, and I didn't have to you don't have to figure everything out on your own.
Absolutely.
It's okay to ask for help.
It is. It's very courageous.
When you are struggling, and just like me personally talking, like you want to like hold your problems in and like
Mhm.
close them so people don't see them, they don't hear
Mhm.
about them. And really the key to overcoming most of your challenges in life is opening the door and saying, this is what I got going on. Can
Be
someone hear me?
vulnerable. Be vulnerable.
And that's real. Like, I think that's really hard for guys to do.
Yeah.
It's just like, nope. Because, culture is always like, just deal
Yeah.
with yourself, and don't talk about your problems with other people. No, I mean, you don't want to overshare, but you easily can find one or two people that you can share information with that, even if they're just listening, you're going to feel better getting it off your chest.
Yes.
Yeah. And I always try to tell people, like, you can still be a tough guy. You can still have a hard
Well,
exterior
yeah.
and find your people that you can open up to, because everybody needs that in some
They do.
form. Man, so many cool things that are hard things. So you guys are doing a lot of cool things, that's what I'm saying, but they're hard things. They're hard
Yes.
things to see. You see people at the lowest of their lows. You see people in need when they don't want to ask for help. I hope people continue to find you and offer their hand for a day or whatever the case may be, whether that be through money or volunteer or actually joining one of the organizations and to support. Is there, we get to, this part and it's say it with your chest, and it's like, what are you most passionate about? What you would say in front of a crowd of 1 million that you just stand behind? Let me hear it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's pray.
All right.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, forgive us of our sins and our shortcomings, for I'm sure they're great. We thank you so much for all the blessings we see every day. Thank you for this amazing opportunity. I ask you to be with every person listening. Let them feel your unending love, grace, and mercy. Guide them to love you more and their neighbors. Help all struggling with all kinds of hurts, habits, and hang-ups, that they are not alone. Watch over our community and our children. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Very powerful. I do hope, you put these messages out there and you just hope someone hears them. So
Yes.
I hope someone that needs to hear it hears that for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No matter if you want to help, volunteer, or you need help, contact me.
Yeah, very, very powerful. And I hope people do continue to reach out and offer that help.
And thank you for all the people that do support me. So,
Yes.
And I just have something to add.
yes, absolutely.
If you belong to a church that's not in Ministries in Linn County, or you're not sending anybody to represent that church, feel free to show up. Our meetings are the second Thursdays at 10,
And
and it rotates. Where are we on Thursday?
your church.
Oh, in Marceline, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we'll be in Marceline on Thursday, which was new to me, at 10. So if your church isn't represented, and there's a ton that are not, like, there's only 2 in Marceline that are represented, and there's none in Buckland. There's none in the northern towns, and so
Come join us.
lay people can come to this.
Yeah.
So feel free to show up.
That's very cool that you really are. You're inviting everyone,
Yeah.
regardless of their specific beliefs or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
If you feel like you can
no.
help, show up. Yeah. The world is ran by those who show up. That
Absolutely.
was the message in our last show, actually. Showing up is a trait that is kind of rare, if you get people to continually show up. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, man. Anything else? Like, anything else to say it off with your chest? Cover it all?
I think so.
Okay. If you are looking to help those in our community in Linn County, and that could be through food donations, it could be through meals, it could be through clothing, it could be through household items, it could be through times of hardship, whether that be domestic issues or with kids or whatever the case may be, there are outlets, and a lot of those programs are offered through the things that you guys are doing. And please reach out to them if if you feel like you could help or need help in any regard.
Absolutely.
The next big fundraiser is the Fast and the Furriest.
Yes.
On November 1st.
November 1st.
South City Park.
South City Park. I like that name of that, the Fast and the Furriest.
Bring your fur babies and come out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll have a contest also, like you dress up.
Okay.
You and your animal can dress up. We'll have who's best dressed for like Halloween costumes and
this is important because you are to that time of year where the funds are getting low.
Yes.
And you need more help than usual.
Your
usually.
neighbors need your help
Yeah.
to keep their lights on, their water on.
Heat.
Yeah, winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah. And you never know what you're going to get anymore of the winter. I mean, it might be negative.
No, yes,
10
and
again.
so like blankets, donations of blankets. We go through a lot of blankets in the winter of people not having heat, propane tanks, stuff like that. Those things are needed.
Yeah.
Little hand warmers.
Yes, like
chemical hand
anything
warmers.
we can
Yeah.
help to alleviate that crisis because there are a lot of people in this town that does not have heat.
Yeah. I think it is incredibly hard to think about that you might be going to bed at night and there are people 3 or 4 houses down that
Absolutely.
are at maybe their lowest of lows. You don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to give back to organizations like this.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank
I know you
you.
guys are both busy. Thank you for giving back to the community and helping all of those around us. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much. See ya. That's going to do it for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Come back next week. You don't know who we're going to have on this show. If there's somebody you'd like to see, you got to message me. Let me know about them.
That stuff matters.